really suck in that realization, which I cannot do all the time, that I'm going to die, it really terrifies me. Have you ever, I mean, have you felt this feeling that I'm talking about? Is this coming across to you?
Yeah, definitely. I don't know many people that honestly, even if they don't admit it, I know everyone has had that feeling. I think this started for me around 12. I was talking to my mom and I was laying in bed and I was living in Raleigh, North Carolina at the time, and she was tucking me in and shit like that because I'm a mama's boy. You're just gonna have to deal with that. Um, and we were praying because at that time I believed in God, and it was it was a Roman Catholic household because that's what my dad was and his whole family, and we kind of wanted to follow suit. Um, so we were praying, and I asked her like, what happens when you die, and she was like, oh, you go to this magical place, blah blah fucking blah. And then I remember sitting there for the next 3 hours thinking about dying, and I have never felt a feeling more terrifying than that moment in my life. And it was like there was that moment when you realize that this doesn't go on forever, and even if you're living like the shittiest life on the planet, like the urge to be alive is still there and the urge to go on forever is still there. But having that moment where I fucking realized that I wasn't gonna be anymore, no matter what that means to somebody, it truly fucking terrified me. And honestly, like, as the years went by and as the years have gone by, it doesn't get any easier. And I don't want to make it seem for the younger listeners like there's no end to these thoughts and there's no end to thinking about death constantly, or just kind of thinking about it, period. It just doesn't get easier. Like, the questions aren't answered when you get older. Death is one of those things that just, it just is, and we don't understand it, and we don't know why, but it just is. You know what I mean? But, like, getting back on topic, sorry, it's just, to this day, I can't understand, I can't understand why I'm terrified of it fully. I can't understand what it means to me, death. I can't understand what it's for. But dude, it's daunting, and it just haunts me at every fucking turn. It's there, and it's terrifying, and it's very real, and honestly, going through like certain events in my life, like they showed me like how fragile and how we're all just teetering on this edge of life and death, like constantly. And it just gets worse, like with age. Honestly, it just gets worse. It becomes more terrifying.
It's strange to me that we all know we're going to die, but we can't, we're not constantly afraid of it. Like we go through our lives, most of us go through our lives almost like we're invincible. Like almost
Hmm.
like, I really do think a lot of us think we're going to live forever, and we don't
Yeah.
literally believe we're going to live forever.
No.
This is sort of a hard thing. I don't really feel like I'm making sense right now. It's hard. It's a
No,
hard
you
thing.
completely are. Completely are. Keep going.
Alright. Well, it's a hard thing to really wrap your mind around. Like, if you're
Hmm.
listening to this, you got to be really open-minded and pay close attention to what I'm saying, because I really don't think I'm displaying it the best way. But, what I mean is we can go through our lives and just have a fun time, and, it's our birthday, and, we keep getting older, and we really think nothing of it. It's only when I bring myself to that spiritual place, to that calm place when I'm alone, that I realize that, each hour brings me closer to my last, each fucking birthday brings me closer to my last, and that, you know, I am gonna die. And it just isn't something that we can, it's not something that we can go day to day fearing. Like, you have that moment where you're afraid because you've thought about it. But then maybe for the next week you don't think about it at all. You're just going on with life, and you're back into the swing of just embracing life. And even if you don't have the best life, you're just going through life once again like it's going to go on forever. It's not until you really stop and think about it that it starts to fuck with your mind. At least that's the way it is for me. And like I said, I think it's because we have like a natural mental defense mechanism that our minds won't allow us to dwell on that topic for too long, because there is no answer to it, and we'll just go fucking insane thinking about it.
Hmm. Yeah. I'm sure people have, honestly. I, here's the thing, and it's not. It's I don't know. I think death always stays on my mind constantly. It's kind of one of those things that I'm always thinking about, and that's because I think about it because I'm not satisfied with where I am in my life. You know what I mean? Like or what I've accomplished yet. Like it comes up strong for me because I don't want to die now. You know what I mean? I don't want to be dead now because I don't feel like I've accomplished anything. And that I think that in itself is a more terrifying thing to me than death itself. It's dying before I've had a chance to accomplish my dreams, and dying before I've had a chance to like cement my legacy in this world. And it honestly, like, I don't know. God damn it, it's terrifying though. It's just absolutely awful.
It is terrifying. The thing is, I think a lot of people, and me included in this, kind of look at life like I think we all want to imagine that we're going to have a full life. Like, I always kind of think, yeah, I'll probably die around, sometime after, after 70, like maybe in my late 70s, early 80s, hopefully. So I always kind of think like, oh, yeah, I'm going to die, but I've got like another, 50 or so years left. Like, I think that's kind of how everybody thinks about themselves.
Yeah.
And but the thing I was thinking is, I don't know. When I was 6 years old, 17 years old seemed so far away, and now I'm here, and say 76, which is now the
Average death rate.
life expectancy for
Yeah,
males
there it is. Yeah.
is 76 now.
Yeah.
And I know that's much more of a stretch, but I know that's going to be here before I know it. And
in the blink of an eye.
in the blink of an eye. We've got years ahead, but like there's no way to stop time or slow down time. Like, regardless of if life seems slow or not, even if you got nothing going on in your life, like you still have that clock that's ticking on you, and you still have
constantly ticking.
Days keep going by. And I know that, whenever the day that I die is, it could be my 70s, 80s, or it could be in the next couple months. Like, I know it's going to be here before I know it. And I really don't think that I'll be ready for it.